Good morning and welcome to Galactic Soul Healing. My name is Sonia and this is my Galactic Soul Healing channel. And the aim here, if you're new to this channel, the aim is for me to present content that is going to be helpful for people to kind of getting more in touch with their higher self aspect, particularly as we move through into fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness. And I also like to use oracle cards and use image which often speaks to the subconscious, because I believe that a lot of our higher self aspects, all of those spiritual aspects, are held deep within our subconscious. Okay, so the idea with these images is that we're prompting a little more of it, a bit of it to sort of come forward more and more, and also encouraging it to connect with their conscious everyday mind aspect more so. So that's going to help ultimately with integration, okay, of our spiritual self and our everyday practical self, okay. And obviously there is a lot of interconnection there. We don't necessarily have to separate them out, but I think my belief is a lot of us have been cut off from our spiritual aspect, okay. So there has been a separation that has gone on, but now we're coming into a time where we're going to be reunified with that aspect of ourselves. And so this is my aim here with image, is to help us to bring it forward from subconscious into conscious, okay. Now today I did a meditation. The theme that came through for today was ancient healing systems, particularly because they seek to harmonise mind, body and spirit. Okay, now that's a pretty powerful combo, very effective. A lot of these healing systems have been around for thousands of years, and I also do tend to believe, I think many others as well, that a lot of these healing systems have come from other higher consciousness collectives as, you know, as a gift or as a tool for our evolution, as a way to help us to reunite all those aspects of ourselves, okay. Because, you know, a lot of us have suffered what I could call soul damage or soul fragmentation, okay. A lot of these healing systems work really beautifully to bring all those aspects together, okay. But there's also a lot to be said for self-awareness, self-reflection, and a bit of subconscious work as well. Right, so the decks we're going to be using today are the Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. These are all Kyle Gray decks, by the way, today. I really like these because they're kind of small and compact, but they've got some really beautiful images in them. These have sort of images of ascended masters and some light beings as well. So we're actually going to be consulting ascended masters, archangels, and some ancient ancestral kind of energies for help with these healing systems and how we can use that for our benefit. This one's called Angel Prayers by Kyle Gray as well. Now, these are the decks here. So this is Angels and Ancestors, Keepers of the Light, and Angel Prayers. So let's just give these a bit of a shuffle. And once again, you know, if anything I say doesn't resonate, don't take it on. If it does resonate, great. Just explore it a little more for yourself. And of course, you may have other meanings that come up with these images for you. You know, you might have more meanings than what I mention, which is fine. Often just a quick note on the subconscious, as you know, we dream in images as well, so you know, this is definitely the realm we're dealing with the subconscious, okay, subconscious realm, when we are showing it images, because as you know, often dreams are quite symbolic, okay, and often images can help us to make little shifts on a subconscious level, which can then filter down into our daily life, okay. So just another quick shuffle, and also just like to call in archangels, angels, ascended masters, light beings, any other spirit guides that would like to come forward as well to assist with the interpretation of this reading. Yeah, and any help is gratefully received, and yeah, I'm very grateful for all the assistance that's been offered so far, which has been fantastic. Okay, let's cut the decks, and then we'll just take one card from each. So it's just a 3-card reading, but I kind of like mixing up the decks, doing a few different decks, because it gives us a nice rounded picture of an issue or a concern that we want to focus on. So I'm just going to take one card from each deck, pop them down here. I'm just going to pop these out of the way. Okay, also just like to quickly thank people who have subscribed to my channel or who have liked any of my videos. It's really encouraging to get that kind of support. It's awesome. Thank you so much. It encourages me to keep going, so that's great. And also to encourage others of you who would like to do something similar. It's really great. Now, the first card I'm going to do is the Ancestors one. So we have Autumn. So this is going to kind of be around the topic of healing, but there may be themes that will come up around ancient healing systems, but also things that are perhaps related or connected in some way to that. Release the old and rest. This is a season, or is it autumn? When it's the end of summer and it's kind of in preparation for winter. But it's also saying to rest and rejuvenate before, in order to prepare for perhaps a bit more of a challenge that might be coming up. Because usually winter is a little more challenging, particularly mentally, I think. Just because we don't have the added benefits of more sunshine and things like that. So we need to just rest and recuperate, and perhaps just really focus on, getting down to authentic things that we like to do, things that make us happy and things that are important to us. This has come up in another reading as well. That type of theme. Release the old and rest. So this is also talking about the importance of rest, and particularly even in the yogic healing system, there's literally a pose. I'm not actually quite sure what it's called. It's called the corpse pose, which doesn't sound that good, but it's literally lying flat on your back and just really focusing on your breathing, and also going inward and perhaps becoming aware of your chakras, your energy systems as well. And the other thing too is that the yogic practices are really good for this, particularly even if you're not feeling 100%. You can generally do some gentle yoga, and it can actually be really therapeutic. I had to go through some body readjustments, treatments and things, and I found yoga to be really centering, grounding and relaxing. So if you're finding you're having trouble relaxing mentally, if you do some physical grounding movements, and you could research, basically just Google yoga for grounding or something like that. okay? And a lot of info will come up. So it's also about releasing the old, okay? So it's a little process of change going on here as well. And it's a bit like cycles of life, isn't it? As we go through and as we ascend, as we move through up into higher frequencies, we're literally kind of just letting go of the things that are no longer relevant for us, or that are not helping us in the ways that we want to be helped. Or perhaps there are a lot of things that are going against us being more authentic, or being more spiritual, or more caring, or more loving, okay? And we're perhaps just slowly letting go of those things a little bit more, okay? And it can also be to do with internal resistance as well. What you could be releasing is internal resistance. So sometimes that means having a good, honest chat with yourself. Even dialoguing with yourself about your spiritual aspect. You can even actually dialogue with your higher self as well. Just take a quiet moment and just ask your higher self if it has any messages for you right now, or ask it how it's feeling, how's it going, and what's this life like for it now, or is there anything that you can do to assist it? There are lots of questions that you could perhaps come up with for your higher self, and then just pause. Obviously you're in a meditative, quiet environment somewhere, and some answers might come up for you. So let's look at the keepers of the light. Particularly even anything restful like yoga or Tai Chi, even just deep breathing, being really conscious of that. That's actually tapping into some of these ancient healing methods anyway as well. Oh wow, isn't this beautiful? Radha Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. That is so awesome. And that might be what happens when you start releasing things that don't help you. It then makes way for you to rediscover a lost part of yourself. And that's just beautiful. Also says experience relationship harmony and healing, and that's what our topic is on today. Not only is it relationship harmony with others it's talking about, but also with yourself. And as I mentioned before, with our higher self, if we can feel more like we're being a friend to it, or that we're listening to it, okay, that's going to create a more harmonious relationship between our everyday waking self and our more spiritual higher self, okay, which also includes things like your creativity, your intuition, okay, all of those things that sometimes the everyday life tends to kind of not include, if you know what I mean, because a lot of us are in action mode, going through the motions, doing what needs to be done. But in terms of soul work, which is what this is here, soul, it's saying pay attention to your soul. And sometimes that's all of the hidden things, aka rediscover the lost parts of yourself, which might be to do with your creativity, might be to do with your intuition, might be to do with maybe something that you put on the back burner for a long time that you've been thinking, I wonder if I'm ever going to get to do that. It might be time to start making little inroads into actually doing it step by step. And these two go beautifully together, and I thank you, Spirit, for this, because it's really gentle. We're talking about release the old and rest, and here we have and rediscover, the very inner cards. Beautiful divine feminine stuff coming through today. This one here we have look at her individually first. Is Speak Your Truth, Archangel Gabriel. Wow, this is really powerful as well. Definitely on that same theme of authenticity, which is about speaking your truth and rediscovering perhaps what that truth is, or starting to form what your truth is. Okay, underneath here it says, "Thank you, Gabriel, for helping me to speak with integrity." And I have a feeling Archangel Gabriel also has to do with helping with emotions as well. So it can be about emotional integrity. So that is also a card about being really honest with yourself about things that you do love to do, and honouring the fact that you love to do them, and not putting yourself down for the fact that you love to do them, because you may be doing that if other people around you are not doing them, and you may not feel supported in that. But you are an individual, you are unique and special, and so your truth is not necessarily going to be the same truth as other people that you're surrounded by. Okay, they all have their individual truths as well, and everyone's on a different stage of their spiritual journey. So it's really about honouring, and you can definitely appeal to Archangel Gabriel for this. Another archangel that I like to appeal to is Archangel Michael, or Michael as I call him, to help with protection, because sometimes we need protection from other energies that are coming in that are preventing us from speaking our truth to ourselves. Okay, this is also about speaking your truth outwardly, but the first point is to be able to be honest with yourself. Okay, and that's sometimes quite hard, particularly if we've had resistance created through conditioning that's encouraged us to believe that other certain things are more important than A and B over here, that we may be actually really passionate about. We might be awesome at it, and we might be really good at things that we've still tended to push back. Okay, but now it's time to start bringing all of those things forward and rediscovering them. But you may need to do a little bit of this, just a little bit of releasing of something, and resting and just meditating on this. Now, in terms of ancient healing systems, I'm going to say that now can we, oh sorry, they're not, there we are, they're all in. Things like because a lot of these ancient systems work on harmonizing your mind, body and spirit, and when all those three things to come together and they start interacting harmoniously, you're probably going to be able to start forming, some spiritual truths for yourself. Start being honest about your own soul as well, and and you will feel more peaceful. So you will feel more restful, and once again, it comes back to, and I always can't emphasize this enough, is learning. Jumping on YouTube or something like that and learning how to go into relaxation, using the breath, deep breathing, just relaxing down deeply but remaining conscious. And you can do guided meditations on this on YouTube, and just find a speaker or a guide that with a voice that you find pleasant and relaxing, and and just really relax down. And then perhaps do some journaling. If you just do some free writing on what your personal truth is, or perhaps you could say some of my hidden abilities that I feel I haven't been able to bring forward, and then just list them, and just really sit with that. Sometimes when things come up, you can go through a little bit of anger or annoyance that you haven't been able to do those things because of A and B that have gotten in the way. The trick here is to just really be patient and loving, unconditionally loving towards yourself. Love yourself no matter what. That's what that means. And it means that it's going to give you, if you can hold yourself in peace and love more so, and compassion and understanding. Okay, even you might have to go through some forgiveness process with your soul, to just then slowly take little steps to move forward. Definitely yoga and Tai Chi and breathing and things like that are really going to help with your mind, body, spirit coming into better harmony together, and for you to speak your truth and find those beautiful, authentic soul gifts. And many of you may have inklings of what they are already. Many of you may be activating them already. Absolutely fantastic. So these hopefully these images have been helpful, and I even tend to, I don't know, I just want to put the bird in the middle there, because this is like nature as well. Nature, just like coming back to your true nature, which is another little question you can ask yourself, which is like, well, if I didn't have my house and my car, and I didn't have to worry about work and all that sort of thing, basically hypothesize about if you didn't have all of these material things, what would make your heart sing? What would be the thing that you would need to be doing that your soul would just love to do? Okay, and that might give you some clues as well. And and of course other meanings might come up for you from these images, which is all good. And I think that we'll call it a day for that one. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that's been helpful. Once again, I just want to make these, you can just get an idea of that. So this is Speak Your Truth, and this one here, just get a real close up because these images are beautiful. Radha, Soul Flame. And if you want to take a screenshot of any of these, obviously, that could be a good idea. And this is the bird here. Oh, awesome blackbird, looks like a raven. Very, almost like a Celtic kind of feel there. And look, we have the moon up here. I've just realised the moon, which is kind of to do with, two moons, which is to do with, emotions and things like that too. And once again, release and rest. So hopefully that's been helpful, and have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.